Chapter 2. Daniel Carter was not a morning person. He was a coffee person, a blackout curtains until 8 kind of person, a 5-alarm snooze button hitter. So, naturally, he found himself standing barefoot on a cliffside platform at 5:58 in the damn morning, squinting through a hazy dawn mist while attempting to roll out a yoga mat that kept flapping in the breeze like a rebellious flag. "Early bird gets the enlightenment," Zoe chirped beside him, chipper and dewy-eyed in her lemon-colored tank top. Daniel scowled. Early bird gets regret and a sore hamstring. But even he had to admit, grudgingly, that the view was spectacular. The platform overlooked a stretch of emerald rice terraces below, their curved steps glistening from the night's dew. Beyond them, jungle merged into ocean, where the sun was just beginning to smear gold across the horizon. The air, though humid, carried a freshness the New York smog could never imitate. And there, already barefoot and cross-legged at the head of the class, was her. Luna. Wrapped in a dusty rose shawl over her white tank and loose pants, she looked like a walking sunrise herself. Calm, composed. The anti-Daniel. She met his gaze and gave a small, knowing nod. "Welcome, early risers," she began, her voice somehow warmer than the dawn sun. Daniel took his place at the back, half hoping he could blend into the scenery and escape attention. No such luck. "Inhale deeply. Stretch your arms toward the sky," Luna instructed. As the class moved in unison, Daniel once again found himself a few beats behind, limbs awkward and breath shallow. He tried. He really did. But his arms ached, and his balance was questionable at best. Still, unlike yesterday, he didn't feel quite as stupid. Maybe because Luna wasn't hovering over him like a well-meaning yoga Valkyrie. She mostly left him alone. Until she didn't. They were holding a triangle pose when she passed by, glancing over with one arched brow. "Keep your core engaged, Daniel," she said gently. "Imagine your ribs smiling upward." "My ribs don't smile, they wince." She laughed quietly and moved on. But Daniel noticed, just before she walked away, her hand brushed his shoulder in the lightest of corrections. His body remembered that brief contact far longer than it had any proper alignment. After the final savasana, as everyone basked in blissed-out silence, Daniel opened one eye. Luna was silhouetted by the rising sun, seated peacefully in lotus, her eyes closed. She looked like she belonged there, like she'd always belonged here. And he, corporate litigator, grumbler extraordinaire, champion of cynics, felt like a visiting Martian. Still, something tugged inside him, a loosening, a shift. Later, over breakfast, dragon fruit bowls and green smoothies that looked suspiciously like lawn clippings, Zoe was practically beaming. "You didn't groan once today," she said, spearing a pineapple chunk with glee. "I think someone's evolving." Daniel sipped his espresso and grunted. "Seriously," Zoe continued, "you were even smiling, like voluntarily." "Let's not get carried away. You're into her. I'm not. You are. Admit it." "She just reminds me of people I usually avoid at brunch." Zoe rolled her eyes. "So you like her and it's scary. Classic Daniel." He said nothing. But she wasn't entirely wrong. That afternoon, Daniel ventured out alone. Zoe had signed up for something called Sacred Coconut Ceremony, and he decided to explore the nearby village instead, hoping the change of scenery might help him shake the Luna effect. He walked down winding paths bordered by hibiscus bushes and idle scooters. He stopped at a roadside stall to buy a bottle of water and found himself chatting with the vendor, an old man named Wei-an, who offered unsolicited advice about life, love, and digestion. "You look tight in the chest," Wei-an declared, eyeing him. "Yoga will help. Also, eat more turmeric." "Right. I'll look into that." Further along, Daniel stumbled upon a quiet temple shaded by banyan trees. He lingered there, watching an elderly woman lay down tiny baskets of flowers and rice as offerings. Something about the ritual, the calmness, the reverence, nudged at him. He didn't stay long, just enough. On the way back to the resort, his phone buzzed. A single bar of signal had returned, and with it came a barrage of emails. Work emails. He hesitated, then opened one. 10 minutes later, he was sitting at a cafe, laptop out, scowling at contracts while his smoothie slowly melted beside him. It didn't last long. "You've got to be kidding me," came a familiar voice. He looked up. Luna. She stood there, eyebrows raised, a woven tote slung over one shoulder. "Is this what you do when you sneak off from yoga?" she asked. "It's just a quick email." She raised an unimpressed brow. "You're in paradise, and you're reading liability clauses." "I'm a lawyer. It's like breathing." "Try not breathing for a change," she said, sliding into the chair opposite without asking. "What's so urgent?" He hesitated, then shut the laptop with a sigh. "Just a merger thing. My team can handle it." "So let them. I don't delegate well." "Clearly." She ordered a drink, and when it arrived, they sat in silence for a moment as a gecko skittered across the cafe's bamboo ceiling. "You know," Luna said finally, stirring her iced tea with a bamboo straw, "people come here because they're chasing something. Peace, clarity, escape. And what are you chasing?" She smiled. "Nothing. I stopped chasing. That's when everything started falling into place." Daniel studied her. "You actually believe that, don't you?" "Every word." They talked for another hour, about nothing and everything. About travel, family, how she left a career in finance to teach yoga, and how he once considered quitting law school to open a jazz bar. She laughed at that. "You? Jazz bar?" "I was young and drunk." "You're still young. Less drunk." As the sky turned pink and orange again, she stood. "Come to the waterfall tomorrow," she said. "We take a small group after morning yoga. It's off the usual path." He raised an eyebrow. "More yoga?" "Less yoga. More cliff jumping." "Tempting." She smiled. "Just say yes." She turned and walked away, the hem of her linen pants brushing against the sun-warmed stones. Daniel sat there long after she'd gone, the sounds of the jungle rising again in the background. Something had definitely shifted, and for the first time in a long while, he felt like letting it.